Hey guys, just going to do a quick video today about Dead Island 2, released exclusively to the Epic Game Store. So I've been running it on Windows and SteamOS, but I've been having an issue trying to get it on SteamOS to work. So if you'll find when you start the game, that this will happen. Actually, okay, this is a new error I've not gotten before. So I'm going to go back into my Heroic Games launcher here. And we're going to put it on Proton 8. We'll try relaunching it again and see what happens. Okay, again, same thing happened. So what was happening before to me is I was able to load the game in Heroic Games Launcher. Now, the game would load and the UI and text and stuff would show up, and I was able to get into the initial game, but the initial cutscenes wouldn't play. I could skip past them and get to this pick your character screen. As soon as I went to go take control to pick a character, the game would just lock up and freeze. That's what was happening to me specifically. So now I've changed the Wine version to Wine GE Proton 743. Now this is the one that I found worked. To be able to access this, you want to go to Wine Manager, and then it'll be Wine GE at the top here, and then the second one is the one that I downloaded. You can also find Proton GE versions here as well. Now I'll try to launch the game with the new wine settings, and this is what had worked for me before. And as you can see, we're loading into the game now. So, sorry, as you can see it's working, but this is the part I would get to before. Running it on Lutris, I wasn't even able to get it running. But so when I was running it on other versions of Proton, GE, or whatever, I would get to the screen and I was not able to select my character. As soon as I went to go move left or right, the arrows would disappear and it would just lock up on those characters like that. So as you can see here with the Wine Proton, it's working. So I'm going to show you my settings that I had on Windows when I was playing it briefly this morning. And these are the settings that I found to actually work fairly well. I was getting interior scenes like 50 to 60, just in this interior scene in the airplane here. Outdoor scenes were not, but anyway, so field of view I had set to 100, but that's subjective. Motion blur, people are going to hate me, but I have that turned on. So we have TAA set to temporal high, view distance high, post-processing high, shadows low, textures medium, effects low, foliage detail high, SSAO low, indirect shadows high, screen space reflections medium, shading quality low, FSR2 set to quality. And again, that's what I had set on Windows, and it was working fairly well. It was decently playable. But you can see here, there's no frame rate counter running. I had that turned off just for the sake of it, and you can see the frame rate is pretty inconsistent. Smooth in some shots, but a little less so in others. So you'll see here, there's a stutter coming up right now, and that one didn't happen on Windows. And then another stutter, and these are the heavier areas. So this is where the frame rate, even on Windows, was hitting like 30 to 40 range. But you'll see in a minute here when I do my bit of performance analysis on the benchmark run that it's a little less so on SteamOS.
Hey! Hello? Stuff. No time to go crazy, Carla. Another one? Need to smash through this crate. Weapon, maybe? This might be useful. I'm gonna keep it.
So I'm an idiot and locked myself out of Dead Island 2 on my other computer and on Windows on the Steam Deck because there's denuvo in it, and if you try to log into it too many times from different computers, you get a lock for 24 hours. So yay DRM. So this is going to turn into a bit of a, we'll see what we can do performance-wise. So before, when I was running through the benchmark, it was stuttering and stuff. You might have been able to see it a bit in the video there. But yeah, I'll try and show through here on the same settings. So as you can see here, the frame rate's sitting around 30. This is with my Windows settings that I was using at the start of the video. But as you get closer to the fire there, all the effects and everything, you drop them below 30. There was a big stutter here before that you might have saw in the video, but it didn't happen now because the shaders have been compiled and all that stuff. So you're getting sub 30 FPS around this area here. So we'll see what we can do here. We're going to go into the settings and we're just going to kick everything to low. Except keeping AA on high and FSR on quality. Apply changes. And here we go. As you can see here, gained a little bit of FPS, but honestly not a whole lot. We're above 30 now, before we were below. Go in and see if we can change FSR and see if that makes a difference at all. Even by going on performance. Absolutely nothing. It's sitting about the same, really. It was 33 before. Yeah, no difference. So, sake image quality, we'll kick it back up to FSR quality. And then we'll up everything slowly and see what we can kind of do here. So we got textures on medium, foliage detail medium, indirect shadows, screen space perfections medium, shading quality low, and we'll change view distance back down to medium as well. And we'll go with that and see what happens. Roughly about the same, 1 maybe 2 FPS lower. So let's see what happens with this. So I can tell you when I was playing on Windows, the performance was noticeably smoother. It's getting a little bit better now, but on Windows and the interior of the plane, I was hitting 50 to 60 briefly at times. Whereas here now you're getting 30 to 40, maybe. It's not playable on SteamOS, but this definitely is not my preferred way to play. And you can see there another big stutter, drop down below 30 again. It's, yeah, not the greatest. There's going to be some combat up ahead here we'll get into in a moment. This is my experience so far. I've seen other people play online and they don't appear to have as many performance issues. A little less stuttering, maybe running a little bit smoother, but this is my experience so far. If you guys have gotten any different experience, if your guys' gameplay is running smoother, running worse, if you can't get it to run at all, even using my settings, just let me know down below. Alright, so you can see here now we're in some combat. Now, in this area on Windows, I was running between 30 to 40 FPS. Not dropping below 30 though. As you can see here, we're getting stutters and drops down below 30. See if we can get some stuff going on here to see if I can get it to drop. But honestly, performance is maybe 5% worse, like from just my rough estimates of what I was seeing. So here now we're dropping below 30 heavily, like we're getting 25. Like that wasn't happening on Windows for me at all. We're going to see if we can kick everything back down to low, and we'll see what happens, see if we can get this playable or not. It's a little better. Mind you, there's less zombies on the screen there. We're touching 30. Get more coming now. Okay, still above 30 though. So it's not too bad so far. Bit of a drop there, but it was still noticeably better on Windows. But as of in this area, it's playable all low. Maybe if you were to throw on a 30 Hz lock, you might get 30 FPS, but I'll definitely be playing it on Windows. So we're just in the next area there. This is after the airplane scene here. So you can see frame rate. There's still some stutters and stuff going on. But frame rate, it's, you know, it's above 30. Going into the interior scenes, you're going to hit higher, obviously. You're not going to hit a consistent 60 or 40 all the time, though, playing like this. Windows, you might be able to get close to 40. I didn't play this part on Windows, though, and I won't be able to until tomorrow now. So, yeah, expect a more kind of in-depth performance analysis tomorrow at some point between Windows and SteamOS and the performance differences. Yeah, so if you guys are having a different experience and how it's running for you guys, let me know in the comments. But again, as we're getting into the combat here, again, we're dropping down below 30. And yeah, so it's just not good. We dropped everything down low again, and yeah, it's, I don't know. Definitely, if you're dual booting, play it on Windows. Windows is the way to go. And before anybody asks, yes, I have Cryo Utilities on. I've got the UMA buffer set to 4 gigabytes. I've done everything that you're supposed to or should be doing to get better performance out of your deck. Yeah, even with everything to all low, it's a little better, but not by much. I don't know, like you're above 30 at some points, but then you're going to be dropping no matter what. Whether you're on Windows or SteamOS, I believe you're going to drop below 30, but it just seems more inconsistent on SteamOS right now for me. But anyway, that's all for this one. Bit of a quicker, dirtier kind of video, but let me know.